Okay, here's a good one. Those who would rather, okay, leaving the past. Those who would rather not go into these inner recesses often use words like wallowing when talking about feelings. We've all, they use different words of the same thing, but why just relive the past? This is about being new, and it is. But again, if you can't look at the problem, then you can't really solve it, can you? It's just going to be under the radar, or as a shadow self, or they say it different ways, different. Those who would rather not go into these inner recesses often use words like wallowing when talking about feelings or our relationship with what is unfinished in our past. They throw out words like this to hook our shame and give the message, just get over it. And to be sure, it's a question we ask ourselves. How long will this go on? My sense is that we let go of the past when we're done with it, when we're complete. It's that simple. So if it's super deep down and very repetitive throughout our childhood, it's not just going to go away because you finally looked at it either. You have to finally really appreciate it. That's when you can really fully see it and appreciate all those millions of little micro moments throughout your life that you meshed this worldview and made it work. The idea that you messed up and that you were the cause of their dysregulation. So you need to really appreciate that, and that involves grieving that lost childhood. You didn't get to fully grow up in a safe, normal, neutral environment the way nature normally designed it. It's crazy. We let go when we're done with it. It's that simple. When we're complete. At some point, other things become far more interesting, and the pull of past emotions just can't compete anymore. We've worked the ground, taken out the big stones, and new things are growing, things that captivate and enrich our lives. This is not to say we won't flinch if someone touches the center of that wound, though maybe we won't, but we will have completed our active grieving and moved on. Until then, try to counter those thoughts that you should be over the past by reminding yourself that although not everyone may need to do this, it's part of the territory for you. No, you didn't ask for it, and you wouldn't have chosen it. Yet because you have this particular legacy and don't want to pass it on, if you're in a parenting role, or because somewhere deep inside you have a connection with that under-mothered child and want to make things right, you're doing the work, fighting the good fight, so to speak. It's not the whole work, this grieving and original pain work, but it is part of it. As a disclaimer, or caveat, it's true that there is a danger of getting stuck there. We can make an identity out of any potent experience. That's so true. And therein is the rub, That's what happened to us. We can make an identity / worldview about ourselves, about the outside world, out of any potent experience, especially one that happens early and leaves deep scars, i.e. a dysregulated parent. It sounds so stupid now, and many of us realized later, like, oh, they're off their rocker. My parent's an idiot in this way or that way, Like, they just did not have it going on. And of course, they had their reasons. They weren't necessarily doing it on purpose. But that was a very deep scar. Even a micro moment of dysregulation from a parent for you doing that can leave a lifelong impression that, oh shit, now I gotta like be on guard. I'm not safe. Because look, my parent they're not thinking that consciously, like, oh, my parent just disowned me. That's a chemical reaction that you're getting, like, oh, like it feels like you may as well have gotten punched in the face because it's the same emotional vibe, of them being like upset with you, uh, as opposed to like, correcting behavior but still showing love the whole time and not being all upset and pissed off. I did that with my daughter, and I would I would have this upset expression, and I would be dysregulated when I was correcting behavior, and I was just used to that. It was like I was just going through a freaking role, just jerking off, just like not even really existing for myself. I'm just repeating a pattern and calling it originality, calling it reality, like, come on, dude. And, waking up to that and catching it constantly, I still will catch little moments of like, yeah, uh, yeah, it's nice to see and know that I can, catch it. And it also it does suck that it can still happen. It obviously happens less and less. It's in the light now, but yeah. So we're just doing what we can, As Winnicott says, the good enough parent, the good enough mother. Just be good enough. Just actually try overall and, show them that you actually give a crap about them and not your version of them, which is a very big distinction. Okay, see ya.